Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wiwit Melaniawati. I'm from 4 PBI Sudah. In this video, I want to explain about the article that what I review. The title of article is Storytelling to Improve Student Speaking Skills. The author is Mukminato Zuhriyah. The first that I review is from abstract. According to the article, the abstract from storytelling to improve student speaking skill is quite informative but still not too clear. Abstract must explain the methodology of the research, but in this article not explain about the methodology. It's just explain the data. It can see from the data of this research were got from the observation done by the collaborator and the speaking test. The second is if we take a look again, the good abstract must be counting 200 or 250 words in one paragraph, but in this paragraph contains 20, 60, 300 words. The first strength in this article, in this research, in this abstract, explain the purpose of the journal. It can see from this research was a collaborative classroom exchange research whose main purpose was to know whether or not storytelling could improving the student's speaking skill. Meanwhile, the specific purpose consists of describing the lecture activity, the student activity, and the student response. When storytelling was applied in the speaking class. The second strength in these articles explain the finding from article. It can see from the results show that there was an improvement on student speaking skill. After the implementation of storytelling, the speaking test result in cycle to explain that the student speaking aspect got good progress. Storytelling improved their comprehension, influency, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. This it can be said that storytelling could improve student speaking skill. And the second is the introduction. After I read the introduction, it's quite informative. In the introduction, there must be some opening sentences announcing the author, the title, and explaining the topic of the text as well as presenting the purpose of the text and the main findings. In this article, the opening part of the article seems to be more difficult to read to understand. Because from the beginning to the introduction, in this article compare article to previous research article, and in this article consists of 2 paragraphs and with very long syllables. This introduction explains the author, the title, and the topic of the text, and present the purpose of the text, and summarize the main findings and main arguments. In this article, explain the purpose of this text can be derived from this research has student class M in the second semester of intensive and summarizes the main finding or main arguments. It can see from the novelty of this research compared to previous studies was that students retold the content of the reading text in their modules by using their own words. The third is research method. In this article, this research was a collaborative exchange research. It consists of our steps. They were planning, implementing, observing, and reflecting. This article is quite informative and attractive because the method in this article also includes tables of as evidence in research, author explains the data it can see from. The collaborator was given a lesson points of speaking class by using storytelling method for class. The collaborator was also given observation set in the form of file note to report the lecture activity, student activity, and student response during the lecture through speaking using storytelling method in class. Then, to know the improvement of the student speaking skill and the percentage of students who pass the passing grade, the researchers used statistical analysis. In doing the statistical analysis, the research compared the number of students getting in minimally the criterion score of 4 of every speaking aspect in pre-test, post-test 1, and post-test 2, to know the improvement of student speaking skill. The criteria of the success of this research itself was when 75 of the students got the criterion score of 4 every speaking aspect as the passing grade. And the next is finding and discussion. In this article, finding and discussion is informative because it explains detail from research. It can see from the lecture activity the lecture activity, what the lecturer did the first meeting and the second meeting of cycle 1 was the time. After checking the attendance list, she told the student about how we should handle the class for that meeting. And the second is the student activity. The student activity signs in the first meeting of the class. The student joining the class always followed the lecture instruction. The student respond. The students were little surprised when they were asked to retell the content of the story in front of the class in the first meeting. It was because in the first semester they always got the explanation from the lecturer. The lecture activity basically, the lecture activity in cycle 1 and cycle 2 were the same. First, she checked the attendance list. Then, she told the student about how she would handle the class for that meeting, especially the extended time for discussion stage before the student present their discussion result. The student activities, although there were always the student not joining the class at every meeting, the student joining the class always followed the lecture instruction. Below are the student activity related to storytelling implemented by the lecturer in the class. The student respond. The students were very respectful to the lecture occasion about the extended time. All of the time used their same seriously. And the last is conclusion and suggestion. In conclusion, must present a summary of the key point along with a limited number of explain. You can also briefly explain the author purpose and intention throughout the text, and you may briefly describe how the text is organized. After I read this article, article explain the key point from research. It can be seen from the storytelling called improving speaking skill student of class in the second semester of intensive English program of Hashim Ash'ari University. And this article briefly explain the example and describe the research, but in this article not explain the author purpose. Thank you and sorry for the mistake. Bye.